Hello, our dear viewers. You are watching Delicious Kazakhstan. I'm very glad to see you again. And today, we have prepared a very special episode for you. Uncle Vitya, can you see me? All right, thanks. Friends, today, our cameraman and I decided to take a day off. We are going to make shashlyk in the countryside. By the way, did you bring the meat for us to make shashlyk? What? Are you telling me that you forgot it? Well, then we'll have to go to the meat market first. Uncle Vitya, let's go. Hello. What kind of meat is this? It's beef. Beef? It probably won't do for a shashlyk. Come with me, young man. We've got good beef. The ribs are good. These ribs. So the veal is good. It's young. Here's the heart, tongues. We have everything. This won't do either. Is that beef too? Yes, it's good beef. Delicate meat. Hello, I need lamb for making a shashlyk. Could you help me pick one? This one is a good meat. Delicate and young. Young, you say? Is it a front or a back leg? It's a hind leg. Dear, what do you need meat for? We want to grill shashlyks outdoors today. Well, may I offer you something? Sure. Would you like to try a real Azerbaijani shashlyk? What? Today? Today? That's right. A real Azerbaijani shashlyk? Yes, a real one. Only if you have got time for that, of course. That's interesting. I think a man will always find time to try a real Azerbaijani shashlyk. Perfect. Let's grab this and go. Great. Thank you. I've never seen such hospitality at a market before. I've heard a lot about the hospitality of the Azerbaijani people before, but this is the first time I've ever seen that a stranger from a market is invited home for a visit. Uncle Vitya, we got lucky indeed. We will be the guests today as well as learn how to make Azerbaijani shashlyk. Welcome to our house. Thank you. Mamed, this is Yashat. The young man wants to try and also learn how to make a classic Azerbaijani shashlyk. He will be our guest today. I now leave him to you. You guys get to know each other and talk, and we will start making shashlyks. Guests are always welcome here. Please, have a seat. Thank you. Yashat, the Azerbaijani people are very hospitable. Let's have some tea. Thanks. No, please wait. There is one tradition among Azerbaijanis. A sugar bite. First you put the sugar in your mouth and then you drink the tea. Sure. Yes.
Азербайджанцев традиция такая, когда гость приходит домой, в первую очередь угощает чая.
Azerbaijanis have such a tradition that when a guest comes home, first of all he's served with some tea. And we make tea in a special way. First, dried tea is washed and dried again. Then it is put in a kettle. This is then placed on a gas stove. We heat it until it boils, but it actually shouldn't come to a boil. After that, we pour boiling water first and then we pour a brew. This is how Azerbaijani tea is different. Excellent. This sugar has an unusual taste. You're right, Yashat. I brought it from Baku. Sugar is special there. It's like candy. When you drink tea, it adds such a special flavor to it. Thank you for your hospitality and for honoring these strangers with such a warm welcome. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again. Mehmed is a true Azerbaijani. He's an entrepreneur. He confessed that he likes having guests around. He has a daughter and a son. By the way, Mehmed's wife is a Kazakh. Her name is Janar. They've been married for 30 years. This is such a happy family created by the friendship of different ethnic groups in our country. So the lady of this house is Janar and Mehmed is my son-in-law. Indeed, wherever we go, we always bring Kazakh upbringing with us. And now, friends, Timur is going to teach us how to make a real Azerbaijani shashlyk. Timur, your turn.
Ахмед. Ну, мы с тобой купили барана, привезли домой. Ну, взяли...
Well, first you and I bought lamb and brought it home. We chose a small lamb weighing 15 kilograms.
На вид примерно где-то...
It is a young one. It looks like it's about 9 months old. But mostly, they prefer a smaller lamb in Azerbaijan, which weighs 12 to 13 kilograms. Why?
Для того, чтобы его не мариновать, чтобы был его естественный...
In order not to marinate the meat. They want to preserve the natural taste of the meat. In Azerbaijan, they almost never use the word shashlyk, and actually, not only that. Instead of shashlyk, they prefer to say kebab.
Kebab это...
Kebab is grilled meat. For example, a Kazan kebab, potato kebab, or even walnut kebab. Oh, really? Yes. Then where does the word shashlyk come from?
Лич. Shashlyk.
The meat is threaded onto skewers.
Начнем разделывать барана. В первую очередь нам нужно...
Let's start to butcher the lamb. First of all, we need to remove the peel, because it's already dried up. When we put it on fire, it will burn.
Она будет гореть.
When we cut this off, we throw it away. What for?
У нас говорят, если вот это
We say if it sticks when you throw it under the ceiling, then it means that there is a guest at your home.
находится в доме,
That is me. Exactly. It means he is kind-hearted. This side up.
это означает, что
You see, it means that our guest has a kind soul.
душа.
네, өте қуаныштымын, Тимур аға.
Ah, Timur, I'm delighted. Thank you. This is the first time I've come across such a tradition. And what do we do next?
Значит, дальше продолжаем вот таким образом.
So we go on like this. Now the main thing, in order to remove it here, to divide it, we should find a spot here,
Точку.
the intersection of two bones.
И начинаем его подрезать.
Let's cut here. And we make a move like this.
Движение.
That's amazing. It turns out that if you know how to butcher a lamb carcass properly, you don't need an axe. Timur, yes,
Тимур аға,
how old were you when you made your first shashlyk? I was 17. 17 years old, that's right. And who taught you that? My grandfather. That's great.
Теперь берем
Now we take a cauldron and put it here.
сюда,
The cauldron is ready.
ближе
Put it closer. We will need it.
будет. Так как
Since it is a baby lamb instead of one rib, we take 2 ribs at a time.
ой, сезіп тұрмын бүгін.
I feel we're going to eat lots of shashlyk today. All thanks to Timur.
вот эту я специально вот так крупный оставлю для тех, кто говорит, что
I'm going to leave this one like that on purpose, in order to show those of you who say that a large piece of meat is not cooked properly.
это мы
We'll prove the opposite.
покажем. Все.
And now, try doing it yourself.
Енді артқы аяғын
Let me take care of the hind leg. The first thing I'm going to do is to remove the peel, right?
дегенімдей. Ұстазың жақсы
When you have a good teacher, you can learn anything very fast.
болады екен.
This is something I've learned very clearly while working in the delicious Kazakhstan program.
Түсіндім.
Do I actually look like I make shashlyk quite rarely? Timur? Yeah, you do.
Да, конечно.
Agree.
Әрине, сіз сияқты.
I'm nowhere as good as you. Dear viewers, as you can see, the tender cuts are put at one side and the bone and meat is put separately. Timur, why is it done like that?
Это для того, чтобы, когда будем жарить, легче было выбирать, чтобы
This is done so that when we start grilling, it would be easier to choose and put 2 different cuts of meat on different skewers.
из-за того, что
It's because bone-in meat cooks faster.
она быстрее жарится.
On the contrary, the flesh takes a little longer to grill.
И чуть позже мы берем
Here we sprinkle salt as much as we feel is needed.
так, ну, на глаз
And then pepper.
перец.
Here it is.
Всегда делаю шашлык голыми руками, потому что если я не почувствую руками,
I always make shashlyks barehanded because if I can't feel the meat with my hands, later I won't be able to ask people what it tastes like.
вкуса вот это мясо.
I put all my heart into this process.
Сюда отдаю душу. То есть от души это все делаю.
And that's right.
Пусть вот это вот так лежит.
Let it rest like this and we move on to the next stage.
Лук я всегда режу
I always cut onions into rings.
кольца. Можно тоньше, можно толще.
Thin or thick, it doesn't matter.
Главное, вот
The main thing is to squeeze the juice out of it later.
теперь берем
Now we take the cauldron.
чуть-чуть берем лук.
Then we take some onions and put them on the bottom.
Вот выкладываем вот эти большие куски.
Then we put these large pieces underneath. We don't mix. Yes, just like that. And then we add some onions on top.
Вот немножко.
You don't need much of it. As the famous Azerbaijani chef Tayyir Amiraslanov says, his national cuisine is one of the oldest and most diverse in the world. Azerbaijan's varied cuisine includes dishes made of milk, meat, flour and vegetables. In addition, there are many different ways to prepare these dishes. In the old days, the types of food varied depending on people's geographic location and social status. While doing research on Azerbaijan's national cuisine, I came across one dish. It is called dovga. It's very similar to Kazakh kebab. A master in culinary arts, Malahat, is going to show us how to cook this interesting dish. Hello, dear friends. Dear viewers, today I want to share with you a recipe of one of the most delicious and healthy dishes of Azerbaijani cuisine. It's called dovga. We are going to need the following ingredients to prepare this dish. They are homemade kefir, a bunch of spinach, 2 bunches of cilantro and 2 bunches of dill. We also need 2 eggs, 2 spoons of flour and half a glass of rice. I made the kefir myself. It's a homemade one. I added 2 eggs beforehand. Then we put 100 grams of rice and 2 spoons of flour. We'll add flour so that the dish holds its shape. Now let's start chopping the greens. We take spinach and chop it finely. This dish is actually served cold, but it can also be eaten hot. This dish is very healthy because we use fresh greens here. In addition, kefir rich in bifidobacteria improves digestion and normalizes intestinal microflora.
Нормализует микрофлору кишечника. Зелень мы нарезали.
We've finished chopping the greens and now we are moving on to the main part of making this dish. So we take pre-prepared kefir, diluted with water and cook it over a high heat. Stir the kefir continuously with a wooden spoon or rolling pin. I'm going to use the latter.
После кипения мы начинаем добавлять зелень по очередности. Сначала добавляем шпинат.
Bring kefir to a boil. After boiling, we begin adding greens one after another. And the spinach first. Then goes the cilantro.
Теперь добавляем укроп.
Now we add the dill. And stir it continuously. Don't forget that you should do it without any pause.
После кипения
After boiling, this is 3 to 5 minutes.
добавляем
Lastly, add mint.
мята. И еще кипятим минут 5.
And then boil for another 5 to 10 minutes until the color of the greens changes. Our dish is ready now.
Теперь
10 minutes have passed. Turn off the stove.
выключаем.
Get the pot from the heat.
Убираем с
You can't cover it with a lid for 2 hours.
крышкой.
Indeed, thanks to the delicious Kazakhstan program, now I know how to cook more than 100 kinds of national dishes of different peoples. Should I maybe open my own restaurant and start cooking? I will be making a real Azerbaijani shashlyk there. By the way, let's go back to our shashlyk.
Значит,
So we have it all ready. We put the meat here. You can smell it, right? It smells so nice.
маринованное мясо
иә
выглядит именно вот так.
Unmarinated meat looks like that.
Правильно.
Get it right on the skewer.
Кстати, вот
By the way, here is a pomegranate. It is a symbol of Azerbaijan. Anar. That's in Kazakh, isn't it? Yes, the Kazakh word would be anar. It's nar in Azerbaijani. This pomegranate was brought from the Karabakh region. That's interesting.
именно из Агдама. Мы его сюда для красоты положим.
From Agdam, to be precise.
Теперь
Let's put it here for beauty. And now, let's get down to business.
мы возьмем
First, we take it that way, so there are no onions left on the meat.
не оставался лук.
You have to make sure to remove all the onions.
Вот
Yes,
куски
these are the pieces we're going to thread onto 2 skewers.
у нас, скажем,
So this is lumbar vertebrae. Yes, the most important one. Timur says that this is the most delicious part.
и берем второй шампур. Вот ты как раз
And now let's take the second skewer, and you are helping me too. Before that, you didn't need me, and now you do.
вот это вот получился.
It would be a pleasure. Timur, they say that in shashlyk making, the ability to properly thread meat onto a skewer is also an art. Is it true?
Конечно, это само собой. Чем правильнее
Of course it is, no doubt about that. The better you thread the meat onto a skewer, the better it will grill. Here is the secret.
такой, чтобы было правильно, мясо, когда нанизываешь на шампура, должно быть
In order to do everything right, the bones have to be on one side and the flesh on the other
для
side.
того, чтобы
This is done so they are evenly fried, both the meat side and the bone side.
теперь идем дальше.
Now let's move on.
э,
And here is another way how to thread these.
қабырғаларды
Ribs.
кәсіби маманның қолы деген осы ғой
That's the hand of a professional. Let me try it now.
давай.
Okay. Let's do it together.
мен жай ғана
I'll try threading the soft part.
Не,
This is pure flesh. You are getting it right.
ай қандай керемет
That's great. That's why I love my job. How can one not love it? The process has begun. And here it is, the smoke. Yeah, like that. We should just wait now. How long does it take to cook?
ну, 12
About 12 minutes.
должно быть.
ендеше құрмет
Finally, dear viewers, in 15 minutes we're going to try a real Azerbaijani shashlyk prepared by me and Timur. I used to think that only Kazakhs love their guests like they are their family, but it turned out that Azerbaijanis are the same. Even though we were strangers, I was welcomed like a brother. That's exactly what I call a friendship among peoples.
құрметті
Dear friends, this is our Azerbaijani shashlyk that we made together with Timur. Bon appetit! Since I was an unexpected but honorable guest at a friendly Azerbaijani dastarkhan, I could not help but share with you the secrets of a real Azerbaijani shashlyk. I hope my plan has been 100% successful. I have no doubt that all of our guests enjoyed the shashlyk. Another beautiful day is coming to an end, but I must once again acknowledge the hospitality of these people. My Azerbaijani friends refused to say goodbye to me and said that the past day is only the beginning, and the most exciting things are yet to come. So in our next episode, we're going to tell you more about these amazing people who have given me a private room to sleep through the night. Today is tomorrow's history, and it will certainly be remembered. You were watching Delicious Kazakhstan. See you next time. There are many exciting journeys ahead.